So we are continuing to follow breaking news this morning. FBI agents are searching President Biden's home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Sources say the search is in relation to classified documents found at his home previously. Now, the president's lawyers released a statement saying that the search was planned and that the president is cooperating with the Justice Department. So Adriana Diaz is joining us now with more on this. You are the one that broke this story from the very beginning. And I should specify when I say it's related to documents found at his home, he has two homes in Delaware. One is his primary residence. This is a beach residence. So what do we know about this search?
That's exactly right. So the president has his private residence in Wilmington. He has this vacation home. And of course, he also lives at the White House. This is now the third FBI search linked to a location connected to President Biden. Yesterday, we broke the news on CBS Streaming, in fact, that the Penn Biden Center had been searched by the FBI in mid-November. That was new. That had not been disclosed before. We all remember a few weeks ago, January 20th, the FBI searches the Wilmington home. Now, we don't have any video of that because it happened, and then the day after is when they announced it. But in this case, there were cameras. You know, CBS News and other networks got together, and they have cameras outside of Rehoboth that captured cars arriving this morning. It was 4 vehicles, 2 SUVs, 2 sedans, Virginia plates, and me and our team, worked to the phones and confirmed that it was indeed the FBI, that they had arrived at the house this morning. This was around 8:30 a.m. to conduct a search. Now, this is a consensual search. This was agreed upon, like you mentioned, with representatives of the president. The DOJ is not commenting, but what they have said in the past is that this is typical protocol. The AG, the Attorney General Merrick Garland, did say at one point that the FBI was conducting an assessment, which would be appropriate for, cases like these. So, this could be part of that assessment.
We know that the National Archives has now reached out to all former presidents and vice presidents to say, hey, everybody, check your offices, check your documents, because there seems to be a trend here. But what's noteworthy about your reporting is that before you broke this story, none of this was made public. The White House hadn't shared this. President Biden's personal lawyers hadn't made this communication clear. And only after this broke did we then get a more clear timeline and a drip that continues until today. I'm wondering, based on your reporting, why there appeared to be silence about this through the end of last year and the beginning of this year up until you broke the story.
And right now, actually, because what's running through my mind is, why didn't we know about this at 8 o'clock in the morning then, if that's when it happened, President
Biden's top lawyer, Bob Bauer, said in a statement today that it was the DOJ's request to not disclose this before the agents arrived or beforehand. But we've been asking those exact questions to the president's lawyers, to the White House, asking, why haven't we been told this before? And, what they have been saying repeatedly since the beginning of this ordeal, and they have been holding on the record calls with reporters about this, where they really don't say much, but they are taking questions. But what they have said repeatedly is they're trying to balance what they call the tension between transparency and the limitations they face, considering that there is indeed a Justice Department investigation. So there is limitations in terms of what they can and can't say. That's what they're saying. But the question remains, why did they sound the alarm and were very public about the fact that there was an FBI search at the Wilmington house and then never mentioned the FBI search of the Penn Biden Center, which happened now more than 2 months ago?
So now we have the current president, we have the former president, Donald Trump, and we have the former vice president, Mike Pence, all with documents at their homes. People are looking at this, and for some people, it's going to look like all the same. It's going to look like, the attention on the former President Trump was much more intense. I don't think we've had an FBI search of former Vice President Pence's home, right? He just sort of.
As far as we know, there hasn't been a search, but the FBI did go and retrieve those documents.
So just give us the similarities and the differences between these three homes.
Overarching similarities. There seems to be a systemic issue here. And Mike Morrell, who was the acting director of the CIA, told us in an interview, that top officials like the head of the CIA, like presidents, vice presidents, et cetera, they're cut a lot of slack when it comes to classified documents. There's a lot of leeway because of their seniority. So when they take stuff home, no one is paying attention, no one is counting. This is what he said in general. I'm sure, in certain cases there are. And so because of that, there isn't great record keeping when it comes to top officials and what they may have in their records. Now we are seeing a pattern here, but there are major differences, particularly with the case of President Trump. The FBI had to go to Mar-a-Lago and execute a search warrant because he repeatedly rebuffed requests to turn over all the documents he had in his possession. And it turned out that he had more than 300 in his possession, which he claimed he declassified. So that is not full cooperation with the DOJ or the archives. President Biden says he's been fully cooperative. Our sources who are close to this investigation tell us that they have been cooperative. There have been a couple hiccups, but they have been very cooperative. And in the case of Mike Pence, it's interesting. He's told our Bob Costa that he questioned why President Biden also had these documents, and he was critical. And then days later, it turns out he asked his own lawyers to, check the boxes and see what he might have in his house, and he found some himself. And, to his credit, he came out on Friday and said he takes, quote, full responsibility for that. And he said it was a humbling experience. So, this is affecting both sides. And I know there are a lot of conversations going on at high levels at the National Archives where all these documents should be, the Department of Justice and the White House to try to, fix these gaps.
It may be time to modernize the system here because you've got, I think by one estimate, more than 1 million people in this country who have security clearance to access these documents.
Correct.
If it's difficult for presidents and vice presidents to keep track, what is the hope for everybody else?
The honor system is like you throw a couple coins in and you get a coffee. The honor system works for that. The honor system does not work for classified documents.
The conversations I've had with folks in the intelligence community point to the fact that lower level folks, it seems to be a much tighter process.
Right.
And if someone is found to have taken something home by mistake, they'll either call it in or they'll bring it back. And there could be administrative penalties. Someone could be suspended, lose their security clearance, that type of thing. It does happen, not that often, but there seems to be an accountability problem at the top levels.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Without a doubt. Adriana Diaz, thank you very much.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you.